You're listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. Powered by Bathtub Guys Refinishing. We discuss the refinishing industry, interview owners and operators, and give tips to business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, here's your host, Daniel Montalvo.
How's that, bueno?
Yeah, it's good. It's all right.
Want me to change it?
No.
No,
I'm just fucking with you.
just all right.
Yeah.
I'm not all right, but I'm okay, you know?
You're pretty okay. I concur.
I, on the other hand, don't.
Oh. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. Today, the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick, is here.
Live in person, my friend.
Hey, that's good. You know, sometimes you got to come live in person. But yeah, man, we wanted to get on here and kind of talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we're working on with the Refinishers Academy in particular, the new people we're getting onboarded. Hey, look at that. And with that, some of this, I guess just kind of encapsulating that, other things that I know you wanted to talk a little bit about, stuff that you guys at RBS are doing to like encourage people to kind of come on board. But the main thing is, I know we put that final call out to like the refinisher people like the other day, kind of just telling them. We got some good feedback off of that. But I guess kind of just talking about everything kind of encapsulating in what we're doing. For you so far, what has been like the most positive indicator of like the path we're on with this? I know lately I feel like we kind of tightened that down, right?
Yeah, a lot's been changing lately. We, like at RBS, we've been getting a decent amount of calls from people asking, you know, how can I be a part of this? I've been seeing your videos. I personally have been jumping on a lot more like social media. I haven't made posts on social media in maybe almost 10 years personally. It's been our team and they do such a great job of it, but I haven't been doing anything really with it. I've taken a little bit of content and sent it into the team to edit and cut together for DIY projects and some of our other things. But really, since the new year, I mean, it's such a whirlwind. It's only been 18 days, and like literally, the new year has been a complete new bathtub, guys. It's been a complete new RBS. So you know, we're feeling a lot of pull in this direction. Like you said, we've really tightened things up by talking about it all winter, working together on things. And really, like, this is a time of year that normally is slow for most businesses, and you guys are just completely breaking the mold and crushing it.
Yep.
So I think that's what everyone's starting to see, and we're really getting a lot of feedback on that now because people are realizing that they're missing their shot.
Yep.
But you know, we've talked about it as well. Like, there's a bunch of people that have worked with us on the small scale, and they can't wrap their head around the full change. And everyone that's new to the industry that we talk to, all of them have been so receptive and so trainable, so quickly trainable, really, because they go out, they learn, but they don't have any bad habits to take back with them. They've never learned the bad habit or the thing that's preventing them from advancing now. And that's what's making us successful, both in your side and ours.
I believe so too. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen is just the shift in like, I think we found our archetype for who is going to be the most beneficial person on both fronts for us, like, and for them themselves. It's really important to strike that balance, right? I think we found the people who need this, that this is going to actually change their life for the better. And I think leaning into that has kind of been like one of the big changes I see, because from a guy that's making 20 to 30 bucks an hour to now 125, 150 grand a year on the low end, it's life-changing money. It's they're happier to do it. They're happier and eager to learn. And like you said, they're just more trainable, more moldable. They don't have a lot of those bad habits, and they're motivated to make the change.
Right.
You know.
And that's been, I mean, been what we've been experiencing with people that are writing in, that people that have signed on. We've been back and forth almost every day this entire year so far. I mean, granted, it's only 18 days, but we've probably spent 60 hours on the phone together, going over new ideas and all this stuff. Like, I mean, like, it's borderline like obsessive at this point. We're on the phone, a crazy amount, but it's every single conversation has led to some other progressive thing. It's been, hey, like, how can we help these people that join on make sure that they're, compliant of all apartment location insurance forms? How can we help them be state compliant with insurance and with their business registrations, all this stuff? We jumped on a live with Danny Garcia over at Alliance and Ace
Renovation, yep.
Just the other day, and in that call, we shared a lot of stuff. Like, I think it was good to touch on, and if you didn't see that, we can repeat it now. But Danny over there asked us, what's making us want to do this? What's our driver? What's our motivation?
Yep.
What do we get out of it? What are we giving people out of it? And my response was that I want to build a community. That's what I'm here for. That was day one. That was our conversation right down the street at the old office. At the old office, and that's what we talked about that for 6 hours day one. It was just, hey, how can we work together in some capacity to be able to provide people a better future? Mm-hmm. My background is as a refinisher, as a spray guy. I could never get a second person on the road because I didn't trust them. Time wasn't right. Couldn't afford to take those kind of risks. And I feel like that's a lot of people. They're in the same boat. And if somebody offered me this kind of an olive branch when I was just starting out, when I was trying to build my legacy, hell, if somebody brought it to me right before I started manufacturing material, if we had a better opportunity, I would have been on board to be part of it.
Yep.
But for me, it's trying to provide a better future for whoever's doing the work, whether it's an owner, a manager, or a finisher, even the locations that we work for. I want to be part of a bigger thing. I have no interest in running anybody's business. I have no interest in telling anybody what to do. If you want coaching from me, if you want to talk to me, I mean, we've been on the phone a ridiculous amount this month. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to give you advice, but there's like short of that, I'm not trying to run Bathtub Guys.
Yep.
I have no say in what you do. If you want my advice, I'll give it to you. But like overall, I want to help you be successful. Like right now, I want to help you be successful.
Yeah, and
I would love to do that with everybody.
Yeah, and vice versa too. Like I truly believe that for all this long term to be fruitful, right? Like it's gonna take like both things working in tandem together well. But I'm in the same boat where I want to help other people. I've always come at it from the angle. This podcast started as a way to help other people. And when you originally came on the podcast, I remember you guys, did it, like we did it virtual, then you flew over here. And it's funny because like you came to show me the product and that was 7.5 hours after we talked about what we wanted for the industry.
Supposed to jump right out there and be like, all right, look how great this is. I'm so wonderful. My products are so good. Instead, it was just, hey, man, nice to talk to you. Like,
yeah. It's just cool to see, like,
what about this?
I think it's cool to see people who are like-minded in a very particular way, right? Like, it's not just business. We have a lot of the same morals as far as like genuinely wanting to help people. Obviously we want to make money too. Like that's the other thing too. It's like, I don't think it's taboo to say, I also want to make money, but like, it's not just about that for us.
Right.
If it was just about that, like you would probably just sell to everybody under the sun, just get a trainer and then just call it a day.
It goes like that. And on top of that, it's, I'm from the space. I realize that there's not extra to throw around in a service business, right?
No.
There's if you're by yourself, like how are you gonna afford to pay, some
Extraordinary.
some huge amount of money for somebody to coach you or whatever, but if you're charging $300 or $400 for a tub, there's nothing left.
Yeah. Especially in the modern age that we're in, man, where everything's more expensive.
You're building everything so well that with the system that we provide and all the tools that come with this, it just everything with the product specifically, everything that I can think of is an upgrade from what we've done before, and it's hard to say that seriously, because
I talked about that in the last podcast.
What's bad?
I was talking about how I've gotten some questions recently of people asking me, hey, is the DIY product the same as, and I addressed it because I do get asked. It's the same now, but it wasn't in the beginning.
Right.
The fact is, and I feel like this has been beneficial for your business too, which is why this partnership kind of works. It's like you learned a lot by having a professional use it every day.
Yep.
In that we made it better, and in turn you can make your product better and your offering better across the board. Why would you sell an inferior product just because it's a different client, right? Mm-hmm. The first thing we did was improve the amount of pigment in the top coat. That was the very first thing we did. Then it went from trying the primer to saying we like this primer, but it needs more pigment, to them kind of remodifying it to be thicker, have more spread, and have more pigment. Just kind of solve a lot of the issues we had altogether.
Right.
Packaging it, how can we package it with more without sacrificing the convenience of the container size? We addressed all these things and made the pro product so user-friendly that a DIYer could theoretically do a good enough job to justify their $100. And that's the difference I kind of want people to understand, right? What is acceptable for $100 is completely different than what's acceptable for $700, $800, or $900. A lot of that starts with the fact that, number one, they have to do the work themselves.
Right.
Right there, you're already knocking out an entire section of people.
Yep.
The second part of it is, though, they're going to live with minor imperfections and be happy if they only spent a third of the cost, or in this case, a small percentage of the cost. But yes, now it is the same thing, but it's been influenced by these trial and errors on our end to get it working. And it's been trial and errors with minute stuff. The product's always worked from the beginning for its intended use.
Right.
Refinishing tubs does it well. We wanted to lean into the no VOC, so we were originally using an epoxy, 2-part epoxy primer that was old school technology stuff. And it smelled bad, so we kind of moved away from that to the first phase of the water-based stuff, and then now to the newest one. But our partnership has been like that from the beginning, and even with this program, so it's where I'm kind of bringing it full circle. The program has kind of been the same way, where it's we really want to help people, and in our goal to help people, it's turned into these incremental changes of well, how much control should we really have? Should we actually manage everyone's business? In the beginning, we thought that's what people would want, is hands off, someone selling for me. I get a salesman who's trained without having to spend a ton of money, give away commission. I have the brand, I have all these things. But what we've learned in the process is some people feel like you're stripping away the entrepreneurship part of it by doing too much. So in turn, we're taking less, giving more is what we're doing now. Yeah. I think that's good. It's getting the right type of people to us too. Right. In the beginning, I don't know if you remember, but we had quite a few people who were excited to jump on, they'd get work booked and they just turn it away. Yep. Like the original Massachusetts guy, 13 grand worth of work. It was crazy.
I mean, you're completely right on all of those things too. It's just people in general are trying, they're excited, they want to try stuff, but if it's not their business, then they just feel differently. And you know, we've had several different ideas and ways to ways to do it, but none of them have been ways that truly stick, because none of them have been, hey, how can we just assist you in getting your own business going? How can we teach you things and make it simple, but not do the work for you? You still have to make the calls. You still have to book the work. You still have to hire technicians.
Which to the right person, I think it really just enforces like that personal, like, I guess your personal aspiration to do the thing as an entrepreneur, your personal, like what you're going to put in it. Like, I think a lot of people, their ambition, right? Like that, their ambition level, like they actually get to like test themselves. For a lot of people, the type of person that we want, right? Someone who's going to take the risk to start a business, it's because they're betting on themselves.
Yep.
Like the original program, I think the first couple iterations of it were a little bit too much us involved, to where people felt, well, I'm taking the risk part, but I'm basically an employee.
Yeah.
And even though it wasn't like that, I could totally see how they felt that way.
Definitely.
Because we were like, one of the things was
I'm
like,
just a technician now. What do
whatever. Exactly. And I'm a business owner on paper. Sure, I'm going to make a ton more money, but if you're handling the sale, how do I know? Like, you know, I think I could get more money.
They operate a different business too. They're jumping on and they're saying, well, this Mike Smith called me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to book the job and I'll keep it all.
Exactly.
Whereas, you know, with what we're doing now, it's way different, because now you're not booking a $300 or $400 job. You're booking a $700 to $1,200 job, and you're saying, well, yeah, I get to charge double the price because I'm using a proprietary system. I have software that teaches me things, and I have a full training. I have the brand recognition of a national entity that's so trustworthy and in so many databases already as a vendor, that it's way easier for you as a business owner of Bathtub Guys to walk into a Marriott or or any Greystar property or any major place.
Or
to walk in and say, we service 60 of your buildings, and we just opened a new location. They say, that's great, you're already on our vendor list. As soon as we have a new project, we're gonna give you the work.
Yeah.
They're gonna move that way because we have a better product. We have a more recognizable brand.
We're already compliant with everything. We're already set up for payments.
Just giving everybody the right tools.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's your business. You've got to grow it. But when you have all the right tools and you have coaching and help on the back end, it's way more easy to be confident that you're gonna get that payout in the end. And for me, like I said, being the community is the key for me. I want to see people succeed, and our products, like Danny said at the beginning, it's kind of a living product, right? Where if 50 different people that are doing this every day say, hey, this is great. If we could do this, it would be even greater. Then we're gonna adjust things based on what the pros say.
Yep.
The material in and of itself, it is sold as a retail product too, but guess what? So is every Benjamin Moore paint. So is every Sherwin-Williams paint. So is everything at Home Depot.
And what distinguishes the professional from just the paint on the shelf is really just that professionals buy in bulk and get a discount, or they private label. Like,
why can I buy an electrical socket or a light switch or PVC at Home Depot?
Yeah.
Like, it costs $400 for a plumber to walk in the door.
Yeah.
So, but why should I hire you when I can do it myself? But why should I hire, Gallagher Electric when I could just rewire my whole house by myself, right?
Yeah.
It's silly. It's
the same logic. And the other thing too that
you can do it.
Like,
doesn't make it a good idea.
Yeah. Fire hazard. I tried to rewire a pool pump once and it burnt out. It caused like a little tiny fire.
But we've said it time and time again, but that's not your customer. The guy that goes to Home Depot and buys the cheapest garbage paint
and
rolls the wall, You think he's come on.
And not just that, not just
Silly.
that. Like, even though the DIY kit exists, some people inevitably just suck and they will call you anyway. When I rewired the pool pump, it burnt out, and guess what? I paid a guy $800 to come do it.
This is a person that would have bought the DIY kit, which he did.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't work, and then you pay them anyways.
Yep.
That's an extreme case in this, obviously, but like the variance from hiring a wall painting company versus doing it yourself is you wind up having splatter and stuff everywhere, or you have drips, you have dry lines, you have all kinds of issues. That's not something that we can do here. But when you're like, this isn't even really like, I'm explaining this overkill because it was one of our biggest pushbacks
In the beginning, yeah.
with what we're doing now. Every single person that's part of our organization understands that, that they can upsell the product to the customer.
Yep.
If they get a lead and the customer says, I can't afford that, or I don't want to pay $700 for a bathtub, then they can sell the material from themselves to the homeowner and not lose out on the ad for the lead. And the customer still gets the best product. If they don't do a great job, they can pay you to come and do it
probably
again.
just call you anyway.
They probably will just say, wow, you're offering me the material too. I think it probably is best for me to do it. The upsell, the reason to hire you is that you're providing a great warranty, that you have trained guys that do this every day.
Yeah, you're reputable.
They're the best, you know? But if you don't have confidence in me, at least have confidence in treating yourself to having a safer product that, you know, you're not going to be in there with a Rust-Oleum kit getting high, like in the bathroom.
Also, one of the other misconceptions too is that just because it's easier to install, that it somehow loses value. Like as if complexity equals like it should be worth more.
Right.
Like, let me tell you a little known secret. Throughout all of human history, humans have paid more for simplicity and convenience.
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is, like, if
this is for.
Yeah, if somebody came out tomorrow with a magic robot for $100 that did all the cooking in your house, you'd probably never cook again. Like, like restaurants would just fire chefs. Like, we need to stop this fallacy that like just because it's more complicated, it's better. Like,
everyone that has pretty much every car made now has lane guidance and adaptive cruise control. Like anything that's been made in the last couple of years has all this, and you use it.
Even like Apple
all
CarPlay.
the haters use it.
Like Apple CarPlay. Like
everyone hated it.
Everyone hated it. Now
it's almost impossible to get rid of.
And most infotainments suck. And everyone is like, if it doesn't have CarPlay, I won't buy it. Because people just, at the end of the day, people want shit easier. So like, my argument to that is always, if my technicians could do it easier, are they more likely or less likely to fuck it up?
Right, exactly. We're keeping everything simple. We're letting them do the same thing with the same, like there's no variance here.
Yeah.
You're using a fresh, clean roller. You're using the same ingredients. You're using the same prep process. There's not the risk of, oh, well, my spray gun's clogged or my compressor's starting to die, so I'm getting less air.
Or some of the guys,
or it's cold.
Some of the guys who are like, I buy paint from 5 different companies. It's like, well, shit.
Yeah, I test everything. No, everyone gets the same thing. This way, if anything goes wrong, we know exactly what went wrong. We can isolate the problem, we can fix it, and we can make it perfect for all the customers.
You know, honestly, and you know, we have this conversation almost every time we talk because it is annoying. Because it's annoying to us because we were the refinisher guys that were on the ground struggling with this stuff. But a lot of those guys, you know, we've come to the conclusion that a lot of them are just too far gone. And this will fall on deaf ears. So, like, we bring it up, but I think at this point it is what it is. You know, those guys, the ones who want to come on will see the messages and come on. And the ones who don't won't, and that's fine. I would argue we don't really need them at this point.
No, not at all.
I think we've proven that our ideal person is someone who's completely new to the industry or somebody who's working for one of those companies. And is like, I'm going to go do my own thing anyway. So maybe just sign up for your thing. So it's kind of like a cheat code to get started.
Right.
You know,
and that's been the quickest. That's been the strongest thing. You've gotten hate for it. I've gotten hate for it. Apple gets hate for it. Google gets hate for it. All the best places, guess who they hire? All the best guys.
That's true.
You pay your guy 25, we can guarantee him 50.
Yep.
If you're watching it and you're a technician, you want to make 50, you want to make 20, like go tell the owner right now.
Yeah.
I could make 50 if I just leave and
You
go
could
do
just
this. I can make $80 an hour. You can make as much as you want.
Like in your first year, if you have a metro,
It's like not fair.
yeah, it's not. But if you have a metropolitan area with at least like 2 million people, I'm very confident that with our system, your first year is like 125 to 150K, and that's a conservative number. That's assuming it's just you doing all the work.
It's not meant to throw like hate into the market or anything. It's meant to say, listen, if you don't want to be part of it, it's totally understandable. You have a successful business, you're doing what you're doing, you don't want, you fear change, you don't want change, you don't do any work and you just book stuff or whatever you do, it's fine. You don't believe in us, don't believe in the stuff.
Yeah.
Training, spray guys, they always want to leave.
Yeah.
And you know that just as well as we do from being in the industry.
No, and not just that. We talk to guys who own spray companies, and they all agree.
Yep.
Like this is the part that's silly is that people try to tell me things that I know that they know, like, and try to twist it around like that's not how it is. Like I mean, I've had this conversation with Danny Garcia all the time. He will tell you, as a guy who has 12 technicians at any time, that it's super hard to keep them. It's a revolving door constantly because you're training a guy a very, very specific skill that's hard to get good at, and you need them to be ambitious enough to like you and stay and do a good job, but they can't dream. Because if they dream, they're leaving.
Right. There's nothing you can do to hold them. There's nothing that you can do that you can offer them to give them because now you're competing on price because you're just like everyone else.
Yeah, because you're charging $300 or $400 for a tub, so you can't pay them $50
You're
an hour.
competing on price. You can't do, even if you want to be such a great owner and pay them way more. Our goal is to teach people that retaining your employees is going to be key. And if they decide they want to go out and do their own business, they can't unless you allow them to. Instead, we're going to say, hey, this, your tech is really like more ambitious. He looks strong. Maybe you should open a new location for them or invest in their new location and partner with them or make them a GM. Like these are going to be big businesses.
Or if they suck, kick them to the curb knowing that they can't
hurt you.
And hurt you. Exactly.
Yeah.
They can go buy DIY kits till they're blue in the face. Guess what? Their material costs us 3 times more than yours.
Yeah. And again, like I know like mostly refinishers, whether it be owners or technicians are who's watching this and listening to this.
Yeah.
Like we always do wind up talking to the refinisher, not to the technician.
Well,
level.
most of them listen to this. The thing is, they hate watch me. There's ones that like
they
me.
watch it to hate too.
Yeah, there's ones that like me. There's ones that hate watch me. But why do they hate it? It's because number one, a lot of them are mad they didn't think of it first.
Yeah, they're afraid of what's happening.
And number two, they're afraid of what's happening because at the end of the day, all the preconceived notions I'm challenging. I'm challenging their preconceived notion of this is how you have to apply it because this is how it's always been applied. Mm-hmm. And I'm challenging their preconceived notions of pricing, their preconceived notions of growing a business, their preconceived notions of everything. And whether they like it or not, the ones that hate watch this stuff are just fans.
Yeah, no, they're helpful.
Yeah, they're like, fans. Like that, they stick around. They come for every single podcast.
We've had more than one technician that has called and said, "Yeah, I actually talked to my boss about seeing this."
Yep.
And they were like, "Oh, those guys are a joke." Blah blah blah. Guess what? One of them signed on.
Yeah.
And the other one is very likely going to do the same thing. But I understand you guys being mad at us. We probably shouldn't address them and even talk to them. We're talking to the actual techs.
Yeah.
We're saying, guys, this is a welcome community where, you are very much limited, exactly how Danny said. You're looking at, you can see the ceiling when you're starting there. Now with us, you can't see the ceiling. I can't see it.
This is the story I told a gentleman that reached out to me, new to the industry. He's in Oregon, and he was like, I'm interested in the refinishing thing. I was thinking about spraying, and I was like, why do you want to spray? Well, this, that, and the third. He's giving me his reasons, which none of them are really good reasons. Like, I want to learn the trade, but I was like, you can learn the trade this way. It's better and safer. But he was like, well, like the thing is, what if it's too easy? Like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna have he's pretty much like, well, if it's too easy, like people won't pay or whatever. And I challenged that, and I told them what we charge and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, listen, man, here's what's gonna happen, because this is what happens to every refinishing company under the sun. You're gonna train somebody. You're gonna find someone who's just like you. And the problem is that they're just like you.
Yep.
Is that they're going to be working for you, and you're the man in this situation, and they're going to be like, fuck working for the man. I'm just going to go and undercut him. And with that comes a lot of issues. You lose out on guys who you trained for a long time. You lose out on jobs potentially that now he's not going to because he just left you. And he can go and take competitors, because in the beginning, this, you just ride along with whoever your new guy is. You ride along. They find out who the client is, who to talk to at the property. They might see an invoice and know how much you charge, because there is no system in place, right? So everything is a little too transparent. And then you're kind of friends with the first guy you hire. So
of course, yeah, you've never hired anybody
exactly.
before. You don't know how to discipline people. You don't know how to let people go. You don't know any of it. And this is exactly that's exactly what's worth explaining, what you did to the guy in Oregon. Yeah. And and now what? And
now he's like, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I'm going to sign up for this, because I don't want someone to be on my dime for 3 or 4 months and then just leave me. Because he himself is leaving his current situation. Like that's
like, what are you doing?
Like, exactly. It's like, and he's outside the industry, but he is leaving his position somewhere else to pursue something bigger.
And he's who at the end of the day, he's who our partner is.
Exactly.
He's the archetype. He's the person that we want to work with. And it's first come, first serve. You get your area. That's the end of the story. It's in your agreement that this is your isolated territory. As long as you're working hard and you're growing your business, it's yours. Yeah. If you want more, you can get more.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. You have first right of refusal to places that are, in surroundings. We try to give everyone like a 45-mile radius, unless that's pre-negotiated before to get something bigger. But really good service area. And then if you're saying to me, hey, man, like the guys in Georgia, I want to serve the whole state. Cool. You start with this territory, dominate, and
we can hold the whole thing for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Give you a chance to inflate and have room to grow. That's a perfectly reasonable request. We've talked about that with almost everybody that we've worked with as well. Yeah. And another thing we haven't mentioned, like I honestly think top quality person, people that we can get to put in applications for new locations are existing refinishers that are technicians. They want to leave their company. They want to start and do their own thing. They want to provide a better life for their family. They want to be part of our community. That's the number one that we can get.
Yeah.
Number two.
On the other hand, too, by the way, and I want to throw this out there. Look, if you're listening to this and entrepreneurship is not your thing, but you like what we're doing at Bathtub, guys, right? You want to be a small piece. You want to be a work for a company like this. These places are going to need employees.
Of course,
they're going to need subs.
I mean, keep an eye out too for other places. If you have other friends and family that are you can recommend. Our South Carolina company that's coming in to start the business February 2nd.
Yeah.
Those guys, they're a husband and wife team.
Yep.
This is what I was trying to get into for number two is honestly, the second best customer that we can possibly get to become a licensee is a husband and wife team or a female owned. Yeah. Like this industry has very, very, very low amount of female owned locations.
I only know two.
And every one of them do well.
I think
They pay attention to detail, bro.
they do.
Like, they're better than us.
And it's Marissa
As a technician.
Marissa from Permaglaze and tub reglazing by April. There's only like 2 that I know of that are like specific to the tub reglazing niche. There's a big leg up there.
Like this is, you don't have to carry a bunch of heavy crap around. Like you don't have to, like, why are there not a lot of women there? It's a lot of heavy stuff. And then they're smart enough not to want to be sitting in huffing paint all day.
Yeah.
Like burning brain cells. Like women are just smarter than that.
They're like, you know,
whether you like it or not, like female-owned businesses, I guarantee you at least like 10 to 15% of the locations we open are going to be either husband and wife teams or just female-owned because it's an opportunity.
And this lends itself, it lends itself
This is
well.
all tax-friendly stuff too, like crazy.
It lends itself well to the husband-wife team, though.
What a great startup.
Exactly, because you guys can split admin and technician work in the beginning, and that helps a lot. Let me tell you something. Women are also very, very good at sales, and having that separation in the beginning, I think that's one of the reasons that I'm very successful. I talked about it on the live with Danny Garcia. It's another reason why he's very successful is he had a team from the beginning.
Yep.
And a team doesn't just mean I have 5 people. It means you and one other person can take out a fucking government if you really want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, like, what does that mean? Someone's out doing the labor, someone's out there hitting the pavement, and you're like, one thing is not suffering in service of the other. You have a bigger chance of making it work when you have that. I mean, look at Julian. Partnered with someone to do the labor out in Jacksonville.
Yep.
He handles the calls. Guess what? He did it 2 more times in Texas. Like, so now he just casually runs 3 locations from Orlando.
Yep.
Why? Because he
just grows it.
Yeah, he just grows it. He has the time because he doesn't have to be doing all the labor. He has the time to continue growing it.
Yep. I mean, even in my own business, even at RBS, my wife does our HR and all hiring, everything HR related. And what does that do for us? Well, it changed our office from a hostile work environment because we had just situations that
Too many
fit.
dudes.
You know, a lot of stuff. Like there's just a bunch, but you know what? She comes at it with a fresh perspective, and places where I struggle, like I have no problem telling some people off and organizing things, running things specific ways. But what I do have a problem with is like, you know, with people that I'm friendly with, I give them too many yeses. My problem is I'm too nice.
I'm too good of a person. That's me.
But that's not what I'm trying to be all about. I still have to run a business. And for her, if somebody says, hey, can I take this whole week off just because I want, you know, whatever, and it hurts us, she'll say no. I would say like, sure.
That's one of the things.
No.
Like I'm with you on that though. Like this is one of the reasons, and I've said this before. Like in business, I've learned that like I have to separate myself from the people on the ground to an extent, because like when I was too close to my techs, they feel like we're friends, and we could be friends. But the fact is, like, then they ask for things like advances on pay and this, that, and the third. And the fact of the matter is, like, they wouldn't ask if they were working at a giant chain. They wouldn't ask that. They wouldn't like. They get comfortable asking and suggesting things and requesting days that they would never do in the corporate America world because they know you and they're comfortable around you. And so I had to like kind of separate myself from that a little bit, where like I try to cut down my interaction with the technicians, because when you do get emotionally invested even a little bit, like you said, you just start saying yes to like ridiculous things.
Yeah. It's what you said at the beginning. You get that first technician, you're working with them, you're friendly with them. And you know, it comes up with them taking extra liberties. It comes up with them saying, you know, well, I see that you're doing this well. They take it personally if you're an owner or something like that and you're hired, at a set pay. If you're part of that and then you get a big project comes up, it's just instantly implied like, well, you got this. You know, you didn't do any of this work. I did everything and blah, blah. No, you didn't take any risks. I took all the risks. That's why we're here. You work here. And for some people, like quickly that disappears. And it's just, how can I manipulate the situation so woe is me? Yeah. This guy used all my labor to build his whole business. Well, this guy also invested his entire life. Like nobody cares about how you got here. They just
see that you're there.
They just envy being there.
Yeah.
They like you could give them the entire playbook. We've done this for a year. We've given people the playbook. People don't do it. Yeah. But when we partner with them, now everybody all of a sudden is interested, and it's because we finally found the proper balance of how we can help you and we can be on the same level and we can be friends, but we can be separate. Yep. So we can give you advice.
Exactly.
We have no legal ability to tell you what to do. Yep. All we can do with the model that we're running, which is a license model where you're licensing our name, all we can do is just give you advice. We can't say you must wear a red shirt, or you can only work on Wednesday, or you have to charge $800. You can do whatever you want. It's your business. We're going to give you the tools to succeed. It's your job to actually succeed.
Yep.
But when you call on Wednesday and say, this guy didn't pay his invoice, what can I do? First thing we're going to do is help you get that invoice paid.
Yeah.
Because that's what being a friend and being a team member, that's a peer that you can ask for advice or help from. That's how we'll do it. It's not a paid situation. It's a, how can I help you out this week?
Yeah.
You know?
I know, and that's exactly right. All of that stuff, it takes into play of like what goes into play of what we're talking about here. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to get going with the new places. I'm excited for new people who just keep getting more and more interest. And it's been crazy because, I mean, like I said, and like we said in the beginning, we've gone through all the motions of what's working, what's not working, changed strategy so much. But when we decided that this route made the most sense and we both started kind of hounding at it, the people came.
Yeah.
And they're coming in droves now. It's more and more.
Field of dreams, man. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, man. So it's good. So for people who don't know, and I'll run through it real quick, what this all entails. Okay. As of right now,
why don't we take a quick break before?
Okay.
Cool.
So as far as how all of this works, right? I know we talked about it briefly, but I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about exactly how it is. And if there's anything you want to chime in with question-wise of what you think someone might ask, be cool, because usually I just ramble on until someone stops me.
Whoa. Stop right there.
And when I'm with myself, there is no stopping me. So $5,000 gets you your training. You're going to have a week in the field and a week with me here in our beautiful facility, where I will show you everything there is to know about running a Bathtub Guys location. You're going to get one of these beautiful booklets that you saw before. Ooh, there you go. And you're going to take one home with you. It's a section for notes, breakdown of the table of contents, everything that you need is going to be in there. In the sign-on phase, this is kind of how it works, right? So you say, hey, Daniel, I like everything that I'm hearing. I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this thing. And I say, cool, sign here. $2,500 up front for us to get everything ready for your arrival, and the rest of the $5,000, so the last $2,500 gets paid at the end. But in that time frame that we're setting everything up, what we're doing and our goal is to get everything situated as far as your LLC, insurance lined up, all of those things. If you need that, if you are going to use an existing LLC, get your DBA done, all those things, so that when you come and you start your hands-on part of the training, we can already start playing around with ads, getting leads in so that you can train with your own potential customers, so that when you go back home, you already have work lined up.
Right.
The ideal situation here is that within 30 days, we're turning it around. So 2 weeks here, and then another week to a week and a half back home, and you're already seeing the results of all this stuff. And so it's very, very comprehensive training on both fronts, from the stuff that we're doing with hands-on with a technician. You're learning the trade from the very beginning if you need it, but if you have experience, then we focus in on the application aspects and the service prep for this particular process. And then again, on the business side, exactly everything you need to know. Something very cool, by the way, I haven't talked about it a ton on here. I don't think I even mentioned it on here yet, but we are working on, and it's almost done, an app that is part of this whole thing. So there's going to be an iOS app for technicians to manage their jobs, their calendar, all that stuff. For individuals, though, you're going to have an admin account where you can manage your location, quote, schedule, invoice, and everything. And it's all built for this system, for what we're doing. And it's custom. So it's things like our sales packages and how that's all laid out is in there, baked in. Payments, payment processing, scheduling, all that stuff. It's super awesome. Contracts are in there. You could have people sign stuff. It's awesome. So that's all part of this package. And then the only other thing you got to worry about is there's a 10% royalty that gets paid to Bathtub Guys in return for you guys using the brand. Why? Because, and I mentioned this to people, I don't know you, you don't know me, we're signing together, we're in partnership. But if you decide to say, hey, this isn't for me, and now there's 50 customers that are mad at Bathtub Guys, I'm going to have to deal with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your startup cost is your training and startup stuff.
Yep.
Your $5,000 is covering your 2 weeks of training. It's covering a 12-pack of material. It's covering your startup tools. And, you know, we're going in and setting up your webpage, setting up all this other stuff that you need to run a business.
Emails, all that stuff. Yeah.
And you're gonna get taught the game. That's what that covers. And to use the brand, that's, you know, it's just standard cost. It's not crazy. It's very fair. It's very attainable. And for a turnkey business like this, it's gonna be like, realistically, you're taking all the guesswork out of it by having that app.
Yep.
That app is gonna help be able to afford you the ability to make sure that your technicians are on time. It'll track their hours for you.
Yep.
It's going to allow your customers to sign off on their projects and pay for their projects. But ideally, we're trying to make this as easy for a first-time entrepreneur as possible. So, you know, I think that's important to be noted. I don't think there's any stone that's unturned at this point of things that have been worked on or things that we've discussed that is outstanding in what we're doing.
Yeah. We literally are making this as comprehensive as possible, even going overboard on, honestly, we have people willing to say yes to the 10% without all these extras. It's just that we want to make it really good. We want to make it like a no-brainer in every aspect. And for the people who've already signed on, as we evolve, these perks, you get them too. Like, so it's going to be constantly changing, evolving, and getting better on every front. And you get the benefit of all that.
I know you've already explained it once, but maybe we can explain it once more so we can kind of take a clip out of here at some point. But you know, say I'm looking to sign on and I'm in a capital city.
Yep.
What can I expect to make in a year if I do decide to make this investment?
Yeah. So in your first year, if you're in a metro area with anywhere between like 1 million to 2 million people, solo operating, you know, you're the only one doing the jobs, you can expect to make between 125 and 150 grand on the low end. If you are ambitious and you are about investing in your business and you're going to put out some more money in ads, have a little bit of ground game on your free time, and you double book your calendar Monday through Friday for 52 weeks a year, then you are going to make like 250 grand. You can literally make $250,000 by yourself. Why though? Part of the reason is I know a lot of refinishers listen to this, but like, wow, like those numbers seem a little inflated. we also charge more than all of you. So like, it's not just to say like we charge more than all of you, but we charge more. We're top of market a lot of the time. We're charging between $650 and $850.
Well, we're the luxury brand in the space. Like,
exactly.
There's no devaluation of what we do.
We are positioning ourselves as the luxury. We want to be the Apple of the thing. We're like,
we're just the premium brand. That's
exactly. Everything we do is more expensive. You know, we have options for people. Our jobs are tailored for people who have some disposable income. Our ideal archetype is probably a 2-income household. They both work and they just want to throw money at the issue, or someone with deep pockets, an individual who's just going to throw money at the problem. Like those are the people we want.
Or any of the national commercial properties that we work with.
Which have probably dealt with a lot of bad results. And again, just willing to throw money at the problem at this point.
It's a specialized material that can help them
exactly.
To grow.
Yeah, we've talked about that a bajillion times. I'm sure everyone on here knows, like the no smell, the durability, all those things. But this one in particular, and the last couple, honestly, I've really been talking a lot about the Refinishers Academy part because it is like it's my new passion.
I mean, it's the core of all of this, though. It's being able to give everybody all the right tools without actually walking through all this stuff, without having... without seeing it in person and doing the job in person and watching the customer be happy and pay, that in and of itself makes you an instant believer when you actually see the customer's face when they walk in and just say, wow, this looks great. Thank you. Here's your, here's the invoice. Yeah. They sign off, you take a picture and you leave. Yep. But seeing how that works with a different product, with a different application, I think that breaks a lot of the psychological barriers of doing something different. Yep. Now, on top of that, you're also the only show in town that can do this, so you should expect to be able to charge more. You should expect to be able to, be able to convey a better message to different customers and get higher end clients like we do here.
Yep.
Another thing that I'd love to hear your feedback on is just, we talked about how much somebody can expect to make in a year. I know right now the biggest barrier to entry as a spray person, or growth really, the barrier of a spray business for growth is training and hiring a new person. Yep. In this scenario, I'm the guy that runs the metro town. I've now successfully made $150K, but I'm getting burnt out from doing all the jobs, booking the work. I'm ready to bring on a new person. I've got full-time work, whether this be in 2 weeks and you just want to hire somebody, or you want to try to capitalize on making as much as you can, and then you do get a little tired and burnt out. How long will it take me to find a technician to replace me in the field, and then in the future grow and train other technicians?
Yeah, so the turnaround for a technician, honestly, is like about a week. So if you find a qualified person, it's crazy. It's completely different than what we're talking about on the other hand. And we're talking about like minimum viability to go out and do tubs, right? The tub and surrounds might take them another week max, but like to learn the entire thing, you're encapsulating in like a week or two. It's the same principles. You're still rolling it the same way and all of that, but I could see a scenario where on some more complex jobs, it takes a little more time. But 1 to 2 weeks is really the turnaround.
And what's the normal turnaround for a spray tech?
It's like 3 to 6 months. And at the 3-month point, it's not uncommon to still have major inconsistencies. Now, one of the things too is like, it's like I said before, these guys have to have enough common sense to do this skilled trade well, but not dream. With that comes guys who have very, very good intentions, but they're not necessarily always the smartest tool in the shed. And they have to know about ratios of paint and solvents and tuning their gun the right way. And if it's a little clogged, hey, now you got to adjust the airflow so you don't get dry spray because your gun's not shooting at full capacity. Mm-hmm. Hey, your HVLP your HVLP has the filters kind of clogged and it's shooting out less air. So you have to adjust for that. Like these guys don't really think of all of those things. You think about them because you're Patrick and it's your business in this scenario, right? And those guys out there who are the only ones doing it, they think about it. But when you have technicians who are getting paid $20, $30 an hour, they don't care.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking more about, we're recording this on a Sunday. They're thinking more about watching the playoff football game and getting home as quick as I can, not about how can I build my brand and how can I build my business.
And by the way, the ones that are thinking that way, again, those are the guys who are going to be the ones where like, I'm going to freaking leave here and do my own thing because, again, it's like, why would I, like, even my guys, why would I make Daniel $1,000 if I can just go do what Daniel's doing? But they can't because they can't do it this way.
Right.
Like anybody.
It doesn't mean abuse people and,
No.
and hold them hostage like people do now.
It's just insurance.
It's
Why do
a protective matter.
Yeah, why do proprietary systems exist? It's literally for that. It's like you can't just go and copy what I'm doing.
Right. The point is that we're both entrepreneurs and we both took a lot of risks to get where we are now.
Yep.
And we respect that in people. And the people that want to sign on and do this, they should be protected. And that's part of the biggest allure of what we're offering is you won't get knocked off. There is no other product in this space. There is no other show that can go in town because we will contractually give you a license to your area to protect you. We, as RBS, we'll see who's buying things in your area, and we're not going to be offering material to other businesses and other shows that it's some technician that quit. When you call and say Mike Smith quit, don't sell paint to Mike Smith. I'm going to personally say to the operations manager and to whoever your account manager is, don't sell to Mike Smith under any circumstance. Whether he moves to Spain or he stays here, don't help him out because he's actively trying to hurt the business. Yep. Now, if you're trying to punish employees and hurt them, we're not gonna let you keep your license. It's simple as that. Like,
none of this is about.
This is about a community.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. None of it is like malicious. It's more about protecting the brand integrity. If you don't have a certain level of control, you cannot control the business the proper way. You can't make sure that you're abiding by quality standards if you can't enforce standards, right? And it's the same thing across the board. What we're trying to do, right? Like we don't want a guy to pop in your area and just be your competition. And if we don't have the power to do these things, then it would be a lot harder to justify blacklisting someone who used to work for you or something.
And we say it a lot. We say it in a couple of different lives and podcasts and some of the other things that we've done for posts.
Yep.
But I personally at RBS, I get calls from property managers and big national management companies. I've had it happen 3 or 4 times now where they've said, we don't trust these guys. Will you warranty the work that they do with your product? And I say, how can I warranty the work that somebody else does? But I'm here to tell you, which you're not going to find this at any bathtub refinishing manufacturer, RBS will warranty the material and your work with Bathtub Guys.
Yep.
We trust what this process holds. We trust that you're doing it right. And if something goes wrong, and it is, and it's something that was a material error or was something that even you may have done wrong, we'll replace the material. You replace the tub, and we're done.
Remember, why could we do that? We can do it because every person is going through the same process to get in. That's the only way. Sure. Again, it goes back to...
We all use the same material.
They all got trained the same way. Everyone got trained the same way. Everyone is using the same stuff. We're all part of a team now. So if there's a change, we push out that change and make sure everyone fully understands that change. Like, it's not like I'm using your paint today and another guy's paint tomorrow. There is no way that you can do that, especially with what I know it wasn't, I don't know if it was super common in your time when you were on the field, but it's a growing thing now where guys piece together kits and systems. Like they don't like. Well,
it wasn't a thing. Well, I mean, for me it was, but other places chose a place and said, I buy their primer and top coat.
Yeah, well, I used to buy everything from Midwest back in the day, and then I started learning about top coats, crosslink, and these other things, and like, but you can't. How is any company going to stand behind and say I guarantee it when you're using my thing for that, but the other thing for that, and it's like you can't even.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, we've also shared, but our ambition is, what happens if, Steve from New York comes up with an ingenious way to get, to apply the material faster, or to get a more, I don't know, he comes up with some improvement. What happens next? Well, if he is not part of this community, then he has no interest in telling somebody else the secret sauce. But if he has full protection of his region and full protection of his brand, because it's his, he owns it, and he's protected, what's he going to do? He's going to come to the convention that we hold, where we're here as a community, being friends, hanging around, telling war stories, telling
the war stories.
Horrible. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be disaster customers, but we're telling stories. We're having some fun. We're having a day of our gathering where anybody that has updates or ideas that either we can change the material to help better. If it's a community voted thing where people are like, what would be great is if we could put 6 coats of primer on instead of 2, and everyone wants that, we'll find a way to make that happen. But if somebody comes up with, if you just use this type of roller, or if you just do this angle, you can tell that secret, that trade secret, to this close-knit group, and it'll be held where everyone can improve. And now
the brand elevates.
It gives us more opportunity to show that directly to Marriott and make a national agreement with them, or Greystar, or some other huge company. Now the brand that manufactures the product is warranting it, and the service company's warranting it, and we have a recurring revenue stream with these people that no one's ever seen before in this industry. Like, there's just so many things that you can do that are very special when you're part of a team and you're a part of a community, that I can't personally just walk in and say, hey, BlackRock, I'd like to do a national contract for all your properties. You know what they're gonna say? Oh, great. What cities do you operate in? And I'm gonna say, me personally, well, none, but or bathtub guys, we operate in 9 cities. That would be wonderful. Like, they'll say, well, tell me the list of cities. We've got properties there. I've already had this happen with several places. But when we have 150 locations and we're the absolute top dog in this space, we have a better product, we have better service, we have better warranties. We just have a new, fresh brand that everybody trusts and loves. On top of that, we use one manufacturer that also stands behind it. Now we go there and we say, hey, we're the best in the space and we want to service your properties nationally. Can we do a national agreement so you guys can just push all of your work here? For a place that has more doors than you can count numbers in your head,
it's a no-brainer for them.
It's too easy for them. It's too easy for us. And now we all have a lifetime contract with some of the biggest brands in the world. BlackRock's the biggest company in the entire world. If we could get exclusive to their properties, like, you could have 30 technicians and you still would not be able to handle the amount of properties they have. In every city in the country, you wouldn't be able to handle it. And that's one company.
Those are things that are coming. All these things are things we've talked about. Matter of fact, we talked about the Refinisher convention thing, like the first time we ever talked, and now it seems so clear now.
What a great way to share and be proud of yourself
and network with other people who also had the balls to take the risk, and now it's paying off. And like, I talked about this, but like, it goes deeper than just us doing it too. It's like if you are in Miami and you have a management company that you know exists in Georgia, let the Georgia guy know and let him trade you one too. Hey man, I work for this company over here. I mean, you can't go to that region anyway, but the more bathtub guys doing work with other bathtub guys locations, that type of B2B networking, the better the brand looks as a whole, and it just keeps propelling us to these masses. And like you said, once we have 50, 100 locations, I mean, at that point, you can get into them big boy negotiations where you're like, hey, we're your brand standard now.
We have so many of them that we're already exclusive vendors for. We have tons of at Bath Solutions. We have all of the military bases use our products.
Yep.
They do it all in-house. They don't hire it out. Why? Because I don't have anybody that nationally I can recommend over there. But places will honor that. Places will be excited because they don't wanna do them every week or every year or every 6 months. They want to hire a company to take care of it and get it done for them. They could put out their own rat traps and their own, whatever, mouse bait and spray for spiders, but they hire Terminex to do that, or Orkin. Like, they hire a reputable brand to handle situations for them. Yep. It's just faster and easier. They have unlimited money.
Yep.
They don't care as long as you get it done, but they need to trust that you're a real company and you can do that. There's only one of those in this space, and they're on the decline. They've been on the decline.
Do you like, especially for the guys who have been in the service world at all, do you want to stop dealing with the people who are racing to the bottom? Do you want to stop dealing with them? I mean, the way you combat that is by being bigger than them and being able to be faster. Again, convenience. They use you because you can be there tomorrow, and the guy who's cheap is booked out 6 months with cheap work, and he loses out on the guy who needs it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And when you can be there tomorrow, you get way more work, way more opportunity, doors open for you. And that's what it's all about. This is really your fast track to entrepreneurship, business ownership with a proven system. We already have it working in multiple places: Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Austin, San Antonio, and we just added a couple others like Atlanta, and it's going to continue growing. You know what I mean? But again, want you guys to be a part of it if you want to be a part of it. If you don't, well, then it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to be a part of it. But trust and believe, you're going to witness it, and you're gonna see what's happening. A lot of people are already feeling it. I had a guy write me about one of his guys coming across this, asking like, "Hey man, like, do you think this is a good opportunity for me?" I'm like,
"And what's it? But what's the owner that's in that space gonna say?"
Yeah.
No, that place is a joke. You'll never make it. And also, since you insulted me, you're never coming back here either.
Yeah. Or what is he gonna say? No, come back in the truck with me, Mikey.
Right.
We got 6 tubs to do today, and I'll pay you your $10.
After we go, like if you call and you talk to Daniel or you talk to me about it, and it's not a good plan for you, like, no hard feelings, man. It's not a good fit.
Yeah.
Like, cool. You go on your life. I'm not mad at you because you don't want to work here or you don't want to start your own business. Like, if you're not ready for it or it doesn't seem right, there's 100 other people that are interested.
Well, by the way, though,
but
if you
feelings.
Like, if you like the idea of all these things, but you're not into the entrepreneur stuff, again, I said it before, I'll say it again though. There's employee opportunities here. Our locations are going to pop up all over the country. And so if you don't like your current situation, you want to work with a company that's going to be safer, better, and pay better, we are that company. We're right now looking for people in Jacksonville and in Tampa urgently, technicians. Those locations are already accounted for. But if you're a technician who wants just to be a technician, but you want a better, safer life and you want to get paid more money, you can reach out to us for that. Because we do also, that's one of the things we want to push with this. I know that a lot of people own businesses that watch this, but I know a lot of people who work for reglazing companies who watch this. And there is opportunity. By the way, you remember Steve from Boston? He moved down here for a job that paid $28 an hour.
Yep.
From Boston. So people will sometimes relocate if the opportunity's right.
Yep.
And that was for specialized refinishing. I paid Steve more.
Right.
But, seasoned technician, old
Okay.
guy,
That's how it goes. And you know what? That's a person that sprayed tubs for like 30 years that I actually knew when I was first getting started. And that particular technician, he switched and became a roll-on guy after trying it, 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, he complained about it for like a day. And then I was like, all right, you can go back to spraying if you want, but you won't have a job here. He's like, no, I actually kind of like the roll-on. And he was one of my best roll guys. And then now we transitioned everybody, everyone who used to spray is kind of out. We have like 2 guys from the old team that are still here, and it's because they've adapted well to the changes. Everyone else,
for everyone.
Yeah, we wanted new faces. It's kind of the same idea that we were talking about. It's like, is it more worth our time to try to teach an old dog new tricks, or is it more worth our time to have a couple guys who get it and have those guys show everyone else? Yep. And for us, it's worked out. I mean, the guy who came and got paint while we were recording, like, he learned like in like a week and 3 days every aspect of the job. Yep. And he's been on his own in his car, going and doing jobs every day. No complaints, no issues. New guy.
Yep.
New to this whole industry.
That's the fastest one that's going to learn because they don't have any bad habits. They just follow the instructions.
Yep. So instead of going around in circles a bajillion times, I think it's good to end it here. I'm pretty sure we're over an hour already.
Yeah.
So
and it's been a lot of the same stuff, but
no, just hitting it home for people. Any last words for the people out there, Pat?
Nope. If you're in the space and you're looking for something better, you want to be part of a community, this is the community, man. We're here for you. We're here to help you. My whole thing that I've stuck with this entire road is I want to be part of something bigger than myself, bigger than my brand, bigger than Danny's brand. I want to have a national community where we all respect each other and we all help each other grow.
Yep. And on my end, guys, just know from the beginning, I always started this as an angle, from an angle to help other people. You can go back to the very first episode, and it's me talking about helping refinishers understand marketing, branding, even from that point. And for this is kind of the culmination of all of that effort that I put in the beginning of being proud to offer something that I feel like will help hundreds of people out there get into business ownership the right way, have a fruitful life that they can be proud of, be able to go on a couple trips a year. And like I always tell Patrick, you want that one sign of that you made it, where you can go to a restaurant with you and your family, hand the fucking card over and not even have to look at the check. Like, I know for a lot of you, you long for that, you dream of that. And this is, that's a small part of it, right? But like, you can get that kind of life with this. And we're gonna make sure that we help you along the way, have every tool to get there, and make sure that it's working good for you. So if that interests you, again, you could reach out to me, to Refinished Bath Solutions, and we'll get you together to get you in training. All of our trainings for February are booked already. So keep in mind, it's probably going to be March, but we're going to work it in a way where we can start kind of putting more in there. But we do really want these to be one-on-one, hands-on. You're meeting me, you're meeting my technician to make sure you're getting the best of our training. I don't want you to just talk to some middleman. I want you to learn from me, and I want you to learn from my best technician to give you the best shot at making this work. So again, reach out, and we'll see you guys on the other side.
All right, guys.
I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. If you liked what you heard, be sure to keep up with the Bathtub Guys on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or visit bathtubguys.com for more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.